Hello there, and welcome to another Donger deck discussion with your host from the Dongers of Runeterra, Sith Holocron. That's me. So, I have got an idea, and I'm going to steal a bit of it from the North American server after talking to a few guys that I know who are playing LOR over there. Now, they are of the misconception that War Mothers is everywhere in the EU. They're wrong. Um, it's not as prevalent as people across the pond think that it is. I play a lot of ranked in Europe, and I haven't come across one. And I'm in platinum. So, yeah, I disagree that, of the American thing that War Mothers is a massive thing. The odd deck runs it. I see much more tier 1, tier 2 deck lists. I see an awful lot of jank as well. War Mothers is an incredibly late game card. Cost 12, brings the top ally from your deck at the start of each and every round. So you're only pulling units, which is a brilliant spell. In the beta, it was phenomenal. But I'm not saying it. So if I'm not saying it, I think a long-term plan that has got heal, that has got ways to kill things off, and two champions that can literally end the game. Welcome to my version of Lux Asol. And here's the deck. And the reason we picked Lux and Asol is very simple. Lux's Final Spark is just utterly ridiculous. Asol leveled is utterly ridiculous. Getting those two by turn 10 with this deck is pretty damn easy. There's enough stuff in here through invoking, through heal, and all that sort of stuff. We've got enough to be able to keep it out, and enough spells to get rid of all the mid-range and the aggro decks that are very prevalent over here. So, based on the fact that mid-range, like MF Scouts, MF Swain, Endure, all that sort of stuff, this deck has performed today fantastically. I went 8-1 today with this deck, hence today's video. Lux Asol, let's go through the deck and we'll show you what we've got. So I have went for the Solari package, simply because we get invoked and bigger units. So this becomes a 3-3 if it's the first card you play. It's also our only one drop. Fantastic if you're attacking on odds. To be really fair, it is superb. The soldier is just a solid unit, and then just goes back to a 2-2 anyway, if nothing else happens. But there are very few things will be able to kill 3-3 round 1. Guiding Touch is heal an ally or your Nexus 2, and then you draw a card. Card draw in any card game. Fan-dabby-dozy. But the fact that you can heal an ally or your Nexus 2, probably by the mid-game, this is when you want to be using Guiding Touch, it will bump up your Lux, for instance, back to full health. Remember, when you put Lux down, she has barrier, so she is safe for the first round, unless they've got something like single combats. 2 Guiding Touches, 2 Pale Cascades, give an ally 2-1 this round. And if it's the second, or third, or fourth card you've played, you get to draw another card. Pardon me. And card draw. Did I just mention that's really good in the card game? Keep up. Keep listening. So, that's a great card as well. But neither of these two are like really needing 3s of. So then we go to single combat. And this is to stop the mid-range and aggro decks to be able to take things off. Single combating after dropping down Lux because she's got a barrier is superb. I think Demacia has got a whole ton of really good things that can hold things out. Single combat is an auto 3. Solari Shieldbreaker becomes a 3-6 if you make that your first drop. So ideally you want Solari Soldier Solari Shieldbreaker, Solari Priestess, and Grizzled Ranger if you're going for units. You want the Priestess, Shieldbearer, Solari Soldier, and probably single combat. That would be pretty good too. So yeah, unit and a half. This guy comes down as a 3/6. Will stick about for a bit. Is excellent. If I can run Hush in a Targon deck, and I run 2, I don't think 1 is enough. I have went back to my other Targon decks and taken one thing out to give it a second Hush. It is fantastic. But once you know that you've played it, you can't get it again. That is unacceptable to me. So we're now running 2 of. Again, we're running Solari Priestess as only a 2 of. Because her stats, although her invoke is fantastic, obliterate an enemy, do 4 to one or another, a 5/5 challenger, all this sort of stuff, brilliant, absolutely brilliant spells, or good units. Or you can get the lifesteal and the elusive, so 2 units for the 1 cost, brilliant. Again, just a 2 of, because her stat line's awful. A 1/2 does nothing. Absolutely nothing. Even late game, she's still going to get you something really good. So 2 of that. As we are in Demacia, Grizzled Ranger. Last Breath, Scout, fire it out, 3/1. When it dies, it becomes a 3/4 Loyal Badger Bear. Brilliant at taking out a unit. You want it to die, they actually get the proper unit from it. Now, we could have put in the Loyal Badger Bear. It only costs 3, but the fact that you get 2 units for 4 makes much more mana efficient sense. So let us keep going. Concerted Strike, I am absolutely loving this card. Absolutely loving this card. It has taken out huge deep units. It has taken out Trundles. It has taken out Tariks. It has taken out It's just such a good card. Even if you've only got a couple of very small units, it still removes a big issue on the other side of the board, and that is why that one is 100% a 3 of. And it's a common, do you know what I mean? That's really good. Like, the Grizzle Ranger is a blue, the Priestess is a blue, the Hush is a blue. This is quite an expensive deck to craft. But Concerted Strike, absolutely fantastic. The fact that we're running Radiant Guardians and Demacia, wait till something dies, it comes out with Lifesteal and Tough if an ally died this round. You want pretty much your Grizzle Ranger to die. So you put it down in 4, throw it out, watch it die, and then as soon as it dies, on 5, drop this amazingly lovely woman and just keep your Nexus as high as possible. With a 5 lifesteal, 5 health with Tough, so essentially it's 6 if not more. You will get at least 3 goes with a Radiant Guardian unless it gets obliterated or vengeanced or thermo beamed, but it has to be something enormous to take one of these off the board, which is why we run 3. And then we've also got Star Shaping, because invoking is going to help you win the game right the way through. So we can get stuff that is in 4, 5, or 6. I was thinking about Spacey Sketcher. I just can't find the room for it at all. I don't think the 3 or less invokes are that good in a late game. I think there would only really be like chump units, and we've enough chump units here already to keep things going. But the fact that you can then get a 7 or more Celestial card, so now we're talking dragons that are either like Battle Furied and elusive or have Overwhelm and all that sort of stuff, and the fact that you can heal an ally with your Nexus 5 is just fantastic. The best spell, in my opinion, in the game. To be able to do all of that is just phenomenal. And then we get to Lux herself. Once you cast 6 mana worth of spells, you can do a Star Shaping, then you can do like a Guiding Touch, bang, you are off. She is just phenomenal. Then you get the Final Spark, which is this. You do 4 Overwhelm, so it actually pulls the card off it if it has 3 or less HP, and you do it straight to the Nexus. However, if you've got something really horrible, so say for instance you've got a about to be destroyed Leona, but she has taken 1 bit of damage, or even 2. Far better to take off a champion. Far better, again, if Garen has taken anything before he regenerates, take a Taric off the board, Quinn off the board. That's equally as good. Don't worry about the damage going into the Nexus. That is not a problem. Just remove the units you are most afraid of from your opponent's side. But if your hand's bricked, and let's be honest, in card games, you can full mull because you got rubbish. You get 4 brand new cards. They're equally rubbish because they're all too expensive. Your lowest cost is a Grizzle Ranger. You're not playing anything, even when the 5th card comes out, because that's a concerted strike. You're in big trouble. But if you brick, Remembrance can be played on turn 3. Round 1, 1 mana. Round 2, 3 mana. Round 3, 6 mana. That is fantastic. So you'll get something, because if you haven't played anything, it's going to be full cost, but you can do a 6 cost Remembrance just to get a unit on the board, and it's a 5 cost follower from Demacia, so it can be the Moose, it could be a Radiant Guardian, it could be the Cavalry, it could be anything at all. It could even now be the, I'm pretty sure one of the Dragons is a 5. I'm pretty sure that it is. Yes, it is. And that is one of the best cards, dragon-wise, that we have at the minute. It not only has Fury, it also has Spell Shield. It's very, very difficult to remove off the board as well. In fact, we can't, because that's the wrong one. Where is the Demacian? Do I not own it? Of course I own it. There it is. There it is. My apologies. It's Screeching Dragon. It's Challenger. It has Battle Fury. It's a 4/5. And the Battle Fury, when you kill a unit, grant me +1/+1. Brilliant. That is fantastic to get. So don't forget that Remembrance can do a whole ton of stuff. We're running 3 of these and 6 Sunbursts for those really tricky things that you really want dead. Again, perfect if you have Lux on the board, you deal 60 a unit. But if you play this first, you not only silence it, you deal 6 to it as well. So if it doesn't kill it, it will take every single bit of text off the card for the rest of the round. So you can now fire this into, let me think of a really horrible card, like Asol, for instance. If you have managed to say, single combat it, you can do this and silence it altogether. And, that's a lot to silence. But we're running him too, and we're running 3 of, because I definitely want Aurelion Soul. Invoke a Celestial card that costs 7 or more. When you play it, you get a card for free, and then create a random Celestial card in hand. And once you've got 20 total power, which, as you can see from here, is not going to be that hard to get. Honestly, it's really, really easy, especially with all the invoking. When you play Aurelion Soul, you will level that round. It's 9 games. When I dropped him, I think 2 of the games I didn't actually get to drop him, but on the 6 or 7 that I did, definitely, he leveled at the end of the round that I put him down on. So, fantastic. We're not running the Let's Make Dragons Cheap. We're only running the 1 dragon. There's no point for doing that at all. There's enough little tricks in here that I think this is a very well constructed deck indeed. And apparently in NA, in North America, this is starting to get quite well. Now, I'm not completely sure exactly what they're running, but this is my version of Lux Asol. So let's see if it is as good as people say that it is. I am going to share this and all our social medias. You will find them in the pinned comments down below. My name is Seth Follicon. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you like the Dongers of Runeterra content. We've got leagues and a Donger Cup for another €50 coming in a few weeks, all free to enter. This one I think will be single elimination, not double elimination, as it went on for far too damn long. More details than that in upcoming videos, but thank you very much for watching. Till the next time. Dongers out.